For the first time since entering Turkey, we found ourselves back in civilization, so we used the chance to do some minor bike maintenance and try to sort out a few things that required a bigger city, but without much success. Cheda spent the entire morning searching for a tire in his size, but couldn't find one. I was dealing with a broken USB port and had no better luck. The only things we managed to arrange were a new tire for Cheda in the next larger town and another SIM card for internet access. We got a late start, but as soon as we left the city behind, we could immediately feel a lighter atmosphere as we reached more rural area. So once again we made the same mistake as on the first day of the trip and ended up looking for a campsite after dark.
Ja, mislim da je bilo tamo gore, pa levo u šumici da je bilo nešto. Malo, čak i ognjište mi se čini da sam vidio. Ne vidim ništa ovamo, mislim ne znam da ovo što nastavljam da isprobavam. Mislim da je igralište najrealnija opcija.
Luckily, we came across an abandoned football field and decided to spend the night there.
Ovdje, a?
We were quick to get going, because knowing that from this point on, the terrain will start to change, and because the police said we should not camp there. Not long after setting off, we had a milestone worth celebrating. Gliga clocked 8,000 kilometers on the Kove, the perfect excuse for a small welcoming toast. The highlight of the day was a mechanic named Hakan. Gliga's exhaust mount snapped off and left a hole that produced an ugly hollow sound. But it was nothing a welding machine in the right hands couldn't fix.
Şuya şuya.
Kaka slika.
Of course, he refused to take any money and even treated us with some tea. Huge thanks to you, Hakan. After that, we reached a bigger town, took care of our supplies, and continued on our way. Soon we climbed about 1,500 meters and the scenery changed noticeably. Cooler air, different colors, and roads that felt like they were pulling us into a brand new chapter. We found the perfect spot to take a break and grabbed a quick bite. Turkey has a lot of sheep and livestock, and someone has to guard them. That's where the famous Turkish Kangal dogs come in. I tried approaching first, but without success.
Kangali su dole. 4 ili 5 kangala je krenulo pravo na mene, ne beži ni levo ni desno. Da. A? Brate, znaš kako neprijatno.
Then all three of us did, but the dog made it clear he was on duty. The shepherd calmly explained there was another pet higher up and asked us to take it so we wouldn't scare the herd.
English. Aha.
Not far from there, we reached the lake and decided to set up camp. We even managed to find some firewood, which meant a warm dinner was waiting for us that evening. right at the start of the new day, we picked up exactly where we left off, riding through a flock of sheep. Fortunately, no Kangals this time, or at least none that we saw. In a small village, some locals waved us down just to offer tea and coffee, and it left a genuinely great impression. The hospitality out here feels real. The only barrier was the language. English is rare, but Gliga managed to trade a few words in German. With heavy hearts, we had to decline the invitation because the main task of the day was getting Cheta's worn-out rear tire replaced. The plan was to split up at one point and meet again later at an agreed campsite.
Ovde, ti se spuštaš ovde u Wordu, mi ćemo da nastavimo ovim trekom ovde i da dođemo ovaj finish. A ti ćeš iz Ordua da ideš ovde.
Kako zove to mesto da finiš?
Mesto se zove, najbliže mesto tome je Tamdere.
Tamdere, dobro.
Da.
Okay.
Tako da eto.
After we split up, we stopped at the gas station and ran into something we'd already learned in Turkey. You can't even start pumping fuel until the attendant enters your license plate number into the system. Then we climbed again and rolled into a charming little tourist town, where we grabbed tulum, cheese aged in a skin bag, which is a Turkish delicacy with a strong smell and even stronger personality.
Vrti, zanisi kam prema ovdje.
Suddenly, we found ourselves riding about 2,000 meters, and the landscape took our breath away. Surrounded by interesting peaks, we used the advantage of lighter bikes to try and reach a few of them. Unsuccessfully, but in style, as both bikes ended up on the ground.
Ista greška.
Not wanting to keep Cheda waiting, we got back on the track and pushed hard toward our meeting point. we arrived, we finally realized where we were camping. 2,400 meters above sea level, high above the clouds. Meanwhile, Cheda had just sent us a photo from the beach, in swim trunks. We pitched the tents and it was obvious. This would probably be our coldest night so far. Later, the star of the evening showed up. Cheda with a brand new tire and wet trunks from the beach. From sea level to 2,400 meters in a single day.
Ček, ti su mokri gaćama i dalje.
Pa da.
Ali zato ručke. Daj, iskoristi ovo akrigo.
Mokri gaća.
Dobrodošli za kamp na 2400 metara. Da, evo ga. Ali Čeda ima bre ove, bože, ove sandale, treba ima one kožne patofnice.
After a cold and windy night, we hoped the morning would be clear and sunny. And it was. Since we already above 2,000 meters, the route continued along the same high altitude terrain. Before long, we came across a small house with an elderly woman standing outside. It turned out to be a place where you could get a tea, so of course, we stopped.
Abi Selim'e. Nereye?
Negdje.
Ajde imamo ko će pre, do dole. Ajde, 3, 4, 7.
Not knowing where the next gas station would be, we combined fun with practicality and organized a downhill race with our engines turned off. I had the initial advantage, but it didn't take long to learn what Newton's second law really means in practice. way down, for the first time, we met a TET Rider coming from the opposite direction.
Sorry, I had a head air plug. Can't hear that.
We stopped to chat and learned that the next fuel station was about 30 kilometers ahead, which was instant relief.
Thing is, but we don't. Georgia. We needed to go to Georgia.
And they don't.
Cheda, of course, couldn't resist doing a quick engine inspection, like we were in a pit lane instead of a middle of nowhere.
So
Do you need a bolt?
Do you have?
Silly question.
I mean, look at his packing.
Yeah.
He is our support vehicle.
You can stay there.
Like you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
We reached the pump, running on fumes, at least I did, fueled up, and then climbed right back into the heights again. The day was already getting on, so it was time to start looking for a place to camp.
Mjesto. Ovaj put na koliko?
326.
Okruglo 6.
Hvala lepo.
Pazi da ne pomešaš flaše.
Ne, ali knjaz Miloš.
To ide u kove. Pazi što ide u kove, što ide u tebe.
After a welcome drink, Cheda decided this was the perfect spot for another inspection of his V-Strom.
Da li je moguće da na Vestromu mora nešto se radi?
Osnovni servis.
What is your agenda?
I'm a mechanic.
And the little pump that originally lived in our luggage to inflate sleeping pads officially earned probably its 9th function on this trip.
Fuj! Brate! Zapravo je lepo.
Ali da bude spontano.
Kaj ljudi živjeli?
Živjeli.